So, myself, Kishan, Associate Member, TiE Mysuru, and Student Welfare Officer, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, the host for today's event. So, on behalf of TiE Mysuru, I welcome you all for this much anticipated fireside chat, especially onto the domain of women entrepreneurs. Tonight, we have the privilege of hearing from two remarkable women who have not only excelled in their respective fields, but also have paved the way for others. As we listen to their stories, we will learn about their journey in business, life, and challenges they have faced, and the opportunities they have seized. I invite you all not to just to be passive listeners, but to absorb the inspiration that comes from hearing these two people, powerful people, through their conversation, and consider how you can apply these lessons in your lives. Now, I request Dr. Mahesh Rao, President TiE Mysuru, to deliver the welcome address.
A good start. TiE, especially the TiE Mysuru, is a 5-year-old chapter, and we have been focusing quite a bit over the period of time into various segments, not just necessarily one segment, which is the technology, and we are focusing on various other segments to make sure that the members in here get the enrichment of various people's and their experiences when they have traveled the path of entrepreneurship. And it's not an easy path. It's a very difficult one. It looks very jazzy from outside, but traveling on that path is a very tiring. And those who are 3 Ps, passionate, patience, and perseverance, they are the ones who survive in this particular path. It's not easy to say that, yes, everybody will survive. And as we know, that stats and the data which says very clearly that there is about 90% failure rate. However, the 10% who succeed, they do really well. So today you're going to hear from 2 of the stalwarts in their own field, talking about their journey and how they have fared, how they have done. So on behalf of TiE Mysuru, I welcome all of you. And my job is not complete unless I say a little bit about TiE. TiE is a worldwide organization. It is the only organization in the world which encourages entrepreneurship, and the pillars of TiE are nothing but networking, mentoring, funding, incubating, and educating. Not necessarily in that order. We help them with the startups in every order which they can, and that's what we end up doing. Now, we were about 14 countries just a few months back. Today we are in Holland, Amsterdam. November 11th, we are starting a chapter in Amsterdam. October 25th, we are starting a chapter in Colombo. So 2 more countries added. So now we are 16 countries. And we were about 63 chapters. Now we are 67 chapters. There are 4 more chapters which have started. So TiE has spread its wings all around the world, so to speak. Think of an organization which is in 16 countries, encouraging entrepreneurship with the same zeal, same focus, same things all around the world. And we expect the charter members of TiE to give back to the society what they have gotten in the journey of entrepreneurship and what they have achieved, share their experiences, network, and help the startups by mentoring them, by providing them guidance, which most probably some of the entrepreneurs, when they were going through, they did not have it. To be very honest, they did not have it at that time. That doesn't preclude us from exchanging our ideas and making sure that they get that extra thing when they are going through that journey. It's not an easy journey. It's a pretty difficult one, as we all know of. And those who have succeeded know that. And today, Savitha is going to talk about it. Vaishali is going to talk about it. And they're going to exchange some ideas. And for us to listen to that and hear about it. Before I let the stage to them, I would take a few moments to talk about the TiE Global Summit, which is happening from December 9th to 12th. And December 12th is purely focused on Mysuru. The whole day program is going to be in Infosys. And the evening is going to be at Mysore Palace. So TiE Global Awards are going to be given. And we have a very good chance. At this point, there is a confirmation to the certain level. Again, the final confirmation we are waiting from the Prime Minister's office, saying that Mr. Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, is looking at coming into Mysuru. He has asked for some references. All of them have come out very positive. And the ministry has supported it, MeitY and ITBT at the central, and the Karnataka government. All of them are supporting. So whatever the checks and balances which they have to do before the commitment, all of that is going through. All the references, all of that stuff. So it will be good to see that, okay? And I have a couple of people from Bangalore who are here to talk about TiE Global Summit 2024 in Mysuru, and what, along with Bangalore, what it brings, how many registrations are there, what exactly the plan is. So I invite Mr. Rajesh, please do come. Give us a little bit of brief into what is going on. I'm expecting Pavan Ranga, but he is supposed to be here. And I think he just called me. I don't know whether he is here in the building. So please.
A little while ago, I actually went and took a picture of 1275 Krishnamurti Puram, which was our ancestral house, which we sold many years ago. I'm regretting that we did that, right? But anyway, that said, so I'm here along with Surya, who's also here from the TiE Bangalore, set up to evangelize about the TiE Global Summit, which is happening in, between December 9th through 12th, as Dr. Mahesh put it. So I'm quite sure that a lot of people in this room actually did follow the Paris Olympics, right? A lot of us did watch. I mean, we did, of course, watch about how Neeraj Chopra almost made it and then kind of slipped at the end and all that. So we had a lot of nice stories about the Olympics. So the TiE Global Summit is going to be the Olympics of entrepreneurship. That was the theme with which we started. And what I'm really excited about is this is a journey that I was personally involved way back in February 2023 when we are kind of putting the vision for the summit. So we are in the finale, so to say. We are in the slog over stage, as they say in cricket terms, right? Less than 60 days to go. So there's a lot of excitement, but there's also, let's say, I won't be fair if I said that I was not nervous. A lot of us are nervous. We are hoping that everything will go well. So as Dr. Mahesh said, if things go well, there will be a very good chance that we will get the PM over in Mysore. But other than that, I mean, let me also share a couple of other things that are happening. We just announced yesterday about Andre Agassi coming in as a speaker. So for a lot of you who know that, he's one of those popular, we would have been happy to get Steffi Graf as well, but unfortunately, this time we just managed to get Agassi. So he's going to be a speaker at the summit. We also have Sanjeev Sanyal from the, government who's going to be there. There is, of course, a bunch of other stellar speakers that we have, including, of course, Mr. Mohan Das Pai, Mr. Gopal Krishnan, Anant Narayan of Mensa Brands, Radhika Gupta of Edelweiss. So a combination of speakers both from the entrepreneurial world as well as the corporate world. The Department of basically information technologies come on board as a partner, and we have confirmation that Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw will be present at the inaugural function on the 10th of December in Bangalore. And hopefully we'll also be able to get him to Mysore. Now, what Dr. Mahesh also talked about, multiple perspectives. So what we have really tried to do over the 4 days that we have. So 8th is when it's for all the golfers in the room. There's a golf tournament that's going to kick off in Bangalore. 9th is when we actually get into the programming of the summit. We start with a bunch of master classes for founders, and these master classes are on typical challenges that founders face. Could be in terms of market entry, could be in terms of finding a co-founder, could be in terms of, let's say, scaling up, how do they, let's say, build their brands, and so on and so forth. A clutch of topics that we have on for early stage founders. So that's one part that we are doing on the 9th of December. This is, in addition to that, there will also be the semi-finals of the TiE Women competition, right? And I'm so glad, we are talking about it at this setting where we're actually having two stellar women entrepreneurs talking about their journey. So there is a celebration of that entrepreneurship angle that will happen in Bangalore on the 9th. On the 10th is when we have the inaugural, followed by a power-packed 6-hour session where we are getting top leaders in various areas. For instance, future of education, future of work, future of money, and so on and so forth. Essentially, imagine it as a set of fireside chats between two thought leaders telling us about what the world is likely to look, say, 10, 15 years from now. So that's the session, and this will, of course, be, we'll kind of follow it up with the TiE, youth entrepreneurship angle, and a couple of other programming. We wind up on the first day with a Karnataka, cuisine dinner. One thing, of course, I kind of missed. On the 9th evening, we have an exclusive invite-only dinner at the Chamara Vajra, which is for all charter members and other special invitees. So that's on the 9th. 10th, I just talked to you about. 11th is again a power-packed day with the TGS 100, which is TiE's own gold standard in terms of a startup challenge. So we already have a bunch of funds who have committed investments for investable startups. At this point of time, we already have about 10 to 11 funds who have committed at least about 1 crore or more each, right? So that's the kind of thing that's available. So it's a large challenge that we are doing. We are then going to have a bunch of tracks. We're going to have a track on aerospace and defense, on ESDM, on on EV and clean mobility, on DPI, that is digital public infrastructure, and so on and so forth. So a clutch of sectoral traffics, a very interesting conclave on the family offices side of things. And the purpose of this family office is to see how Indian capital can support startups. A lot of capital that's coming into India is coming from outside. But what we are recognizing is there is so much that Indian capital can do. So that's what the family offices conclave is all about. And then the GCC conclave, which is on the global capability centers, where large setups can collaborate with startups. So how can innovation be fostered, let's say, when corporates and startups collaborate? So that's what we're exploring. So a lot of exciting programming that is there in the first 3 days. And then, of course, there's a pub crawl on the 11th for all those who want to explore, and of course, people here will know about that, so I'm not going to dwell on that. Now, of course, on Mysuru becomes very, very interesting for the things that Dr. Mahesh talked about, right? So we have got, some absolutely fantastic programming, which is a cultural entrepreneurship track. And that is also leading from the theme of the conference, right? So when we put together this theme, we said, how does entrepreneurship sit at the center of everything? So right from policy making, from access to capital, from career choices, etc. So all of that. So that was the theme. So the purpose of all of that, just to give you a flavor, the website is up and running. Please follow the TiE Bangalore handle. You'll find enough and more content coming your way. My request to all of you is please do register. We've had, couple of interesting, experiences. For instance, when TGS Hyderabad happened, we had a busload of people who went from Bangalore to Hyderabad, right? Some of you probably were in there. When TGS Singapore happened, we were all on a plane, about 70 of us who went to Singapore. As a big delegation, we made a lot of noise and we ensured everybody was talking about us. I'm requesting the Mysore community to please support. Please come over to Bangalore, we'll love to host you. And of course, we'll have a bunch of people also coming from Bangalore into Mysore for the finale. So we are hoping that this being the first ever time that a TiE Global Summit is being co-hosted by 4 TiE chapters. It's not happened before in the last 9 years of its existence. So it's unprecedented, and we just want to ensure that this is a signature TiE Global Summit. That's why we have really big, as they say, we have a BHAG goal, right? Big, hairy, audacious goal, which is to get 10,000 youth, 5,000 entrepreneurs, 750 investors, 350 corporates, and we are getting excellent traction coming in. I'll stop here, right? But we are happy to take maybe offline, we can, in case there are any questions, happy to take those, but please follow the tgs2024.org. I would have loved to play a video or whatever, but we'll leave that for some other time. Thank you so much.
And Pavan is here, so he's going to talk about the Mysuru segment of it. And Pavan, please come on. He's going to talk about the Mysuru segment, what he has in plan. He is the Ruwari for the palace part of it and the dinner part of it, and the Infosys part of it is pretty much taken care because it is going to be in Infosys. So he's going to talk about how he's going to manage it and what exactly he needs from all of you. And the charter members, associate members, we need help, definitely. Pavan, please, stage is yours.
For putting everything on my head. Good evening, everybody. Anything to do with Mysore, we all put in our heart and souls to make it happen, because I believe Mysore is at the cusp of becoming a fantastic metropolitan model city for not just India but for the world. No, I truly believe that. That said, TGS is one of those events which don't happen very often in India. An event of this magnitude, it's a real blessing that we've got it in Bangalore, and even bigger blessing that one of those days is going to happen in Mysore. So I keep thinking, what should we do about an event like that and an opportunity like this? I, for one, believe that in the modern world, content is available to everybody. If you want to hear, great minds speak, you can hear them speak at any conference or even online. And I believe the world is a smaller place, so people travel around as well. So if you have content and you have access to travel, what is it that people look for in events like this? And I believe the most important thing we can offer delegates and dignitaries who come here are memories that they can take back. And when I think about what kind of memories we can offer them, I think Mysore has some fantastic things to offer. Whether it is our wonderful palace in the backdrop, Lalita Mahal, we have so many art forms that we can demonstrate to them. And we can also merge it with technology and new age learnings, right? We can, for example, we have this wonderful drone show that happened at Dasara, and it was conducted by a Mysore company, and I think it's a startup in Mysore that we're all very proud of. We can create a great, they do these 30, 40 projectors that actually algorithmically come together to create great images and videos on monuments, create great experiences. I was telling Mahesh and our friends from Bangalore today that when I went for an event in Rajasthan, event called Rose Amer, done by another platform like this, we were completely wowed, because when we got out of the airport, they had 110 vintage cars waiting to pick us up. And they believed that vintage is part of their heritage. And I was telling them there is no better thing because our Maharaja had 100 plus Rolls Royces. But not to say that we'll get Rolls Royces to pick them up. But there are fantastic memories that we can create for people who come from around the world into Mysuru. To create memories, I also believe it is important to have a decent budget, but more important than money are the times, hearts and minds of Mysoreans, such as yourselves. Your time, your effort, your contribution is what is really going to make memories happen for these guests. So without taking too much time away, like Mahesh said, there are 2 or 3 signature events that will happen within this Mysore segment, the session at Infosys, the award ceremony at the palace, and then a dinner, cocktail and dinner session. Between these 3 sessions, we would like to have some smaller experiences that we would like to deliver. And each one of you, I welcome you to please share your thoughts, ideas, come forward with anything that may be unique, quirky, whatever can be reminiscent of Mysore, not just the culture, but also the modern Mysore, the technology that kind of blends itself with culture and heritage to create the new Mysuru that we are. With this, I once again thank everybody in advance. I know each one of you will step up. I know most of you all personally, so I request you to do the same. And we'll make this leg of TiE a memorable one and a truly great success. Thank you, one and all.
So before we head on to the main event, there are many new inductees into the TiE Mysuru chapter. We have the new institutional membership from Maharaja Institute of Technology, Tandupura. We have the team from MIT Tandupura here. A hearty welcome from TiE Mysuru to entire MIT Tandupura. And also a few of the associate members. A hearty welcome to you all. So it's my great honor to introduce our first guest, Ms. Savitha Ramesh, promoter and chairperson of Kaynes Technologies India Limited. I request you to be on the dais, madam. Ms. Savitha has been instrumental in leading Kaynes since 1996, transforming it onto a market leader in the electronic manufacturing service industry. With a market capitalization of over 3,600 crores, Kaynes Technology is one of the few companies from Mysuru to have successfully gone public. This is a rare and significant achievement of our city. Under her leadership, Kaynes has served prestigious clients such as India, Japan Lighting, Siemens, and Hitachi while maintaining an impressive 14% margin in the financial year 2024, far outpacing its competitors. Kaynes is not only about technological innovation, but also about reimagining how manufacturing spaces should look and feel. Their facility near Mysuru reflects their forward-thinking approach, offering a unique and efficient environment. Ms. Savitha's visionary leadership and focus on operational excellence have made Kaynes one of the top names in the EMS sector, both nationally and internationally. I heartily welcome you onto this dais, madam. Next, it's my privilege to introduce the moderator for today's session, Ms. Vaishali Hanumanth, our moderator for the evening and the managing partner of DRC Cinemas. I request you onto the dais, madam. With a clear passion of cinema, Ms. Vaishali holds the distinction of being the only woman in the South India to run Mysuru's first ever multiplex. This is no small feat in an industry traditionally dominated by men. Since DRC Cinemas opened its doors in 2011, it has become one of the leading entertainment destinations in the city, known for its top-tier cinematic experience. Recently, DRC underwent a major refurbishment, further enhancing its offering to its loyal partners. Ms. Vaishali comes from a rich cinema legacy, and under her leadership, DRC Cinemas has not only thrived but also set benchmarks for the quality and customer satisfaction on a national level. Beyond business, she is a strong advocate for women's empowerment and supports the education of young girls in need. I heartily welcome both the stalwarts of women platform here for the day, and I request Ms. Vaishali Madam to take over the session.
Ready? I'm honored and privileged to be here. I'm not that a great speaker or a moderator. So I was telling Mahesh and our ED Mahesh, I'm always behind the screen. And to be here now in front, it takes little effort for me. And I'm honored, Savitha, to be here today. Congratulations to you and your whole team of Kaynes for a successful IPO. You have done Mysore proud, and I want everybody to give them a big round of applause. Without any further ado, let's move into this fireside chat with you. And I want to make it interesting because I have heard you talk and it's amazing. Last few days back, I had gone to meet her, and the stories were simply fantastic. So I would like you to start with, can you briefly tell us, how did your journey to Mysore start? And I heard about your, after the third day of your marriage, I would like you to start with that.
Thank you, TiE Mysuru, for giving me this opportunity to speak. As she said, I'm also not a great speaker, but I will try my best to communicate what I can. So, how did we come to Mysuru? Actually, Ramesh came to Mysuru to do his engineering here. So that's how the journey of Mysuru started. So he came to Mysuru, did his engineering here, and as he was studying, he wanted to do something, wanted to start something on his own, didn't want to work anywhere. And various thoughts went into his mind, and he's a big foodie, so the first thought that went into his mind was to start an ice cream factory. So he went for training, and he went as a trainee to an ice cream factory and then learned the process and everything. And the second option was, I think, soda making. I don't know why he thought about that. But ultimately, what is in fate only will happen. So he got into electronics. And how that happened was, he went for a training internship to L&T. And he got very close to them, and they involved him in a supplier meet that was happening in L&T. So that's L&T had just come to Mysuru at that time, and that supplier meet was to invite suppliers to manufacture certain electronic power supplies that they wanted to manufacture in-house. So they were looking for suppliers, and he said, why don't I try, give it a try? And that's how, they gave him an opportunity. And he started in the garage in which he was living. It was a very small house. He still shows me the house, when we pass by. So he started in that garage, and then it was a one-man show. So slowly he got some help. His father sent him a cook to cook for him from our native, and then he became an operator more than a cook. So these two people started, and that's how the journey started. So. And the name Kaynes came because, he was always wanting to give a nice name. So he discussed with all of his friends, and somebody said RK Associates. So he said, no, that's not the name which I would want to give. I don't want my name anyway coming there. So then somebody else suggested K and S. the sounds. So K is Kannan and S is Shanta, his father and mother. So that's how the name Kaynes formed. It's the sounds K and S. So that's how Kaynes started, and this was in 1988. And 5 years later, I got married to him. I grew up in Chennai. So education and everything was in Chennai. And during my education, I was doing something on my own. My father also was an entrepreneur, so always wanted to do something on my own. So while I was studying, I was doing a lot of small things like catering and silk saris and all of that stuff. Making money while studying, kind of. So when we met, I told him that, I also want to do something on my own. So that's when we thought and we discussed, okay, why not put our efforts together into this organization? And somehow that worked well, because I would say one big reason why it worked well, because we shared the same goal. We shared the same goal in terms of, we want Kaynes to become a logo which will remain forever. So all our focus was on, was concentrated on how we could ensure that this logo will remain forever, what we could do for that. And for that, we didn't miss out on any opportunity. Anything that came our way, we would give it a try.
Fantastic. As you're the leader of technology company, and I came to know that you don't have a science background, and still you manage it so well. Could you give us some insights on how you developed this skill, and what advice would you give us?
Actually, I became a forced engineer, I should say. I came from a commerce background and didn't know anything about electronics or engineering or anything of that kind, because science was left way back in my 10th standard, and after that we didn't go anywhere near science. But so since we decided to grow this company, the third day after marriage, we came into Mysuru, and he brought me into the company, very, very small at that point of time, but he brought me into the company, and he always believed in having, professionals to run the company. So at that time, there was a CEO, he was an ex-Bell person, and so Ramesh just called me into the meeting room. They were conducting a meeting on, the results and everything. So he called me into the meeting room and said, come, you join, so you will listen and learn. So this person said, I think, madam, it's good if you could wait outside, we'll finish the meeting and come. So I said, okay, fine, good, let me wait outside. So we're taking around in a garden, and then I decided, oh, this is not going to work. If I don't know what I'm going to do, then, it's not going to take me anywhere, and I'm going to get comments like this. So if I'm going to lead and run this organization, then I need to know. So the next day onwards, I got into the shop floor, and I actually learned everything from the operators. So that's how, so today, God's grace, I've been able to set a system and process for the company which can, actually scale up. So that's how I got into electronics, I should say.
Wow, fantastic. I'm also a commerce graduate, and I think your father was in the cinema line.
Right.
And he produced quite a lot of Malayalam movies. I'm nowhere near science. I leave it to my better half for science. So what message would you like to give it to all the entrepreneurs? Because you come from a commerce background and you have excelled so well in science. And what is your take on education? Because from commerce to science, and from where to where?
This is something which I tell all my people in the factory also, Education is just a platform. It just gives you an acumen as to how to decide or how to choose between the good and the bad. So once you are in your work or in your profession or whatever, that is what is going to take you to heights. So this is my take, because I feel even in our top management, there are a lot of non-engineers who are holding big positions in the company. So I feel that education is just a platform, and that is not what's going to take you. But if there is a will, and if you have a passion to what you're doing, then everything can be done. But when you come to, when we talk about entrepreneurship, I think that is something that, it's not an easy job. Unless you give your life to it, and that becomes the number one priority in your life, everything else aside, it is not easy. So that is something, and there have been lot of occasions where we have gone through a lot of difficulties. But if you look at it as difficulty, it is difficulty. But if you think that it is a process of learning and it's a part of your journey and you don't repeat those mistakes what you did, then it is exciting. So that's the main thing that I would, that's the main message that I feel I have got from the last few years that I've been running this organization. We did not work anywhere. Ramesh also didn't work anywhere. I also didn't work anywhere. So all that we learned is in this organization only. There have been a lot of decisions which we have made wrong, a lot of money lost, a lot of good decisions which we have taken too, but we always cherish on the success because that's what gives us happiness. And I believe that no other happiness is as great as success that gives you. So, that is something which is, so always look at success and, try to build on that rather than looking at what we did wrong and then, brooding over that. So that's a big lesson that we have learned.
Absolutely. And how did you manage home front, office, as a mother and as a daughter-in-law? Lot of roles to play.
Here again, I feel it's only the mindset because, many a times I feel, many housewives are not able to give as much time to their children and home as a professional lady because they put an effort to do that. So that is something which I think we can balance it out. It's not difficult. But again, here it's the mindset. If you feel it is difficult, it is difficult. But if you feel that it's all in your stride and you feel happy to do it, you feel happy to do it. So, there are many people who have asked us, okay, you don't give much to your child. We have only one daughter, so you don't give much to your child. You don't have holidays. But I feel that we've had everything that we should have in the right proportions and quantities because I don't think we both have missed a single parent-teacher meeting of our child. We've made sure that every parent-teacher meeting we have attended and we are there to support her and to, guide her. So similarly, various things like that. So and today I feel that professional mothers are better mothers than, I don't know, I'm sorry to say that, but this is my feeling. They tend to give more time to the house and, family, so.
Yeah, maybe because they're organized and process is in place,
And
your...
basically for both of us, two things are only priority. One is business, Kaynes, and the second is family. So we did everything that we could do for both of them.
Superb. Yeah, I'm so happy. What else? Anyway, you have given us quite a good, piece of advice as far as aspiring entrepreneurs, that two things. One is passion, which you thoroughly believe, and second is family. Again, yes, I also have the same passion and my commitment to family is topmost, which is very good. What else should I ask? Any small incident or story which had an impact on your life during your journey? And what roles did your in-laws, your parents play?
I should say that, we had complete support from our close family. When I say close family, my parents and his parents. Both of them were, always very, very supportive and very encouraging. Every time they would ask us, we meet them, they would ask us, how is the business doing? I'm sure it'll do well, you are giving it your best, so I'm sure it'll do well. That kind of encouraging words we have from the close family. But from extended family, we had a lot of difficulties to face because there were a lot of people who were telling us and telling people, no, this is not the way to do things, and you have not worked anywhere, you don't have experience, so how can you take over, how can you be an entrepreneur just like that? You need experience to be an entrepreneur. But all the learning that we had was from the business, so we thought that, we didn't give much importance to that. So though we tried to evaluate that and process it and understand, okay, is it right what they're saying? We felt no, we could So we went, so we had a goal, we had a vision, and we only stuck on to that goal and vision. So I think that is what is very crucial. So you stick to your goal, and then there's nothing that which can interrupt you. So we had a lot of difficulties from extended family, friends, a lot of them advising us, this is not the way to do things, this is how to do things. But somehow, we thought that the goal should be the focus. So that's what we were driving.
Great. How did you both, Mr. Ramesh Kannan and you feel when the bell on the IPO, just give us some insight into that. I'm sure it must be a great moment in your life.
The IPO story is a very, very long story, which I should tell you. See, we were somehow, we knew that to grow, we need funds. The only thing that was restricting our growth was money, which I'm sure any industry would face. So we were looking at a lot of options, we were looking at the private equity option, we were looking at a lot of things. And many a times, there have been a lot of private equity firms coming and valuing us and looking at us. And that's when COVID also came in. And when COVID came in, it was even more difficult, what to do now, or how to go ahead with, how to sustain the company. That was the biggest question that we had. So somehow the private equity did not work for us, because most of them were coming with wanting a majority share, 51% share. So we were always worried. Once we give them that, then, we are going away from our goal of making Kaynes remain forever and things like that. So I would say we were actually forced into IPO. And IPO, everybody was telling us, oh, you should hit 1,000 crore mark for IPO. Without that, you cannot. And we were only at 600 when we went in for IPO. But somehow we said, okay, let's try this game. Let's understand what is this capital market. We didn't know anything about it, and then that's how we were forced into going into an IPO. We thought, let's directly get into the market instead of going through this. And we took a very strong decision, I should say, very difficult one, because we didn't even have the funds for going into IPO at that time, because it's a big expense. But somehow we managed, and we reached. There were some very, good investors that we got at that point of time who trusted us, a few of them who trusted us and invested a little bit of money into the company. So we used those funds to get into the IPO process. And the moment was really, I don't know what to say. Was it joy, or was it... We were really worried, because we don't know when it opens, what is it going to happen, and how the stock is going to be, how the market is going to behave. So it was a completely confused set of feelings, I should say. Joy on one side, fear on one side, and how to take it forward on the other side. But somehow we sailed through it. So.
And fabulously, what a way.
Thank
Great.
you.
Now, Kaynes is in a different league. So, how has it changed you as a person? Has it changed you as a person, or are you still the same? You still have...
Our goals have not changed. We personally have not changed any bit. We are the same. But our commitment has increased, I would say, because we have always been a customer-focused organization. Now, today, I would say that we have become also investor-focused. So we always look at what to give back to the investor now. And we feel that, the only thing that we can give back to them is growth. So if we do not grow, and if we do not keep our top line and bottom line in place, they're not going to be happy. So we, as the same customer focus has come into the same thing as investor focus. So today, we are both customer-focused and investor-focused. So we want investors to grow in the organization, to make money. Money is ultimately everything. So we feel that, that commitment has increased in us in a big way. And we are communicating that to our people also. So the only way to keep them happy is growth into various sectors, grow your top line, grow your bottom line. That's how it
Great.
is.
And I think I'm exhausted because I'm still, enjoying the talk and the things that she has told me. I would like to open it up to the audience, if you have some Q&A, do we have time, Kishan? Yeah, we have time. So if anybody has any other interesting questions, please come forward, or they will pass on the mic.
Very inspiring story. I have one very pertinent question. Of course, I interact with Ramesh more often. Despite having the adrenaline that he has, and he keeps driving with, so how do you manage to keep your humility intact? I find you both incredibly humble, and that is very humbling.
I don't know, sir. Probably that's the DNA that our parents have put into us, but we try our best to do that. And I'm sure, sir, you know us right from the very beginning. You've been part of our growth. You know us when we were very small. You know us also now. And so humility is something which I think, it's come from genes or what, I don't know. We try our best to do that. Thank you.
Madam, how many hours you work per day? And how do you enjoy weekends?
Oh, by watching movies at DRC.
She has seen us many times there, so, there's nothing that we forego for. We are also, human beings. We enjoy life as much as we could. We go out, we take holidays out, and we don't have a weekend per se. We don't differentiate between a Sunday, Monday, or Saturday. Every day is the same for us. So whenever we have to, do something, we make sure that is completed. But when we have to relax and take time off, we do that also.
Do you carry problems to your house?
Our dining table is, I should say, always a discussion table. But we do not, dwell on it too much. We enjoy discussing business, and I think that's how the second generation also has come into business, because for my daughter also, Kaynes is very, very dear to her art, and she's part of the business. So I feel that's the reason why she's also part of the business.
One follow-up question. The team at Kaynes, what is it, the secret source of retention of and managing so many locations and so many offices across the world?
We have a very family-oriented culture at Kaynes. And when we scale up, I think the biggest challenge that we are facing today is to have a balance between profession and family culture at Kaynes. But we feel that the family culture has helped us a lot. I should say that we don't have a union in our company, in none of our plans, even our Manasa plans. That is because we are very close to our people, and we give the credit of our growth to our people. Without them, we are a big zero. So, our people, we can buy the best of the machinery, we can have the best of facility, but without having good people, we can do nothing. So I say that, they are the essence. They create the flavor for our company. So that way, we are very close to our people. So I feel, and we tell them that we are there for you always, and they are there for us always. So we have a very, very family-oriented culture.
Ma'am, I have a question. Similar to you and Ramesh sir, my wife and I are also involved in certain things together. But I used to be a corporate person for 20 years and then became an entrepreneur. While my wife does like my company, but she feels it's too much of professional and personal time constantly clashing, because once you're doing work together, there's a very difficult balance to maintain, because personal conversations slowly start becoming professional also. Do you have that challenge, and do you try and differentiate personal lives and professional lives?
God's grace, we've not had that challenge, and I feel mainly, I was talking to her about that, I feel mainly it is because we share the common goal. So once you have a goal and you both share the common goal of, okay, whatever it is, then your actions and you're driven towards that goal. So once that goal is common, then the actions will be common and things like that. So, but we have never tried to segregate personal time, professional time. That sort of differentiation was never there. It was always, we had to work together, okay, we work together, we finish the work together, and then whatever time we have, we enjoy together. So that's how it is. So I feel it's the question of you sharing a common goal. So if the goal is common and both of us are driven towards the same goal, then everything will fall in place.
Makes sense. Thank you.
And you said that Ramesh sir likes food. What about you? You like to cook, or you like to, try out new cuisines?
In fact, my biggest hobby is cooking.
Wow.
So when I was telling you that I was doing something on my own, so I was doing a catering business when I was in college. So, we used to cater, me and my friend, we started a small business, and we used to cater up to about 3,000 people. So it was, it was a proper business that we had. So my hobby is cooking. So I like to try out new things, and he's always there to test it and try it out also.
And one more question is, if you had to live your life again, would you do anything different?
I feel I'm very happy with what I've
Super.
done. See, to be abreast with the technology, this is something that we cannot do alone. You need to have collaboration. So off late, our style has changed a little bit. We are looking at a lot of technology collaborators whom we can tie up with, whom we can partner with, and bring in that technology into the company so that the platform of growth is much faster. So you don't have to start from level 0, you start from a different level. So this is something that we've been doing off late. And for this, we travel, our top management, and we travel quite a bit to understand what is happening in the world now. So now if you look at India is getting into the semicon sector, and we don't have any expertise in India in semicon. So the only way to bring in this talent and the technology for this is to travel and have collaboration with various partners at different levels. So we have now already tied up with various partners in the semicon field in terms of advanced packaging, in terms of building modules and things like that. So we have, in the semicon side itself, we have about 3 to 4 partners whom we have tied up with, who will share the technology with us, who will also ensure that we bring in talent from there and train our people. Because without, again, people and knowledgeable people, you can't do anything. So this is how we ensure that we're trying to keep.
Can you, what are your thoughts? Because Mysuru by itself, it's a good, great destination. But when you are talking about semicons and when you are talking about technologies and innovations and all those other things,
There
What-
has been challenges, I should say, in Mysore, but not too many. You know, availability of people, availability of educational institutions, everything is there in a big way in Mysore. So initially, when customers come to us, they do not think about Mysore being a big hurdle, because once they come and see the facility and see the kind of competence and knowledge that we have, they feel they are in safe hands. But when you come to looking at, advanced technology and things like that, okay, I would feel there is a small constraint. But again, when you are looking at, when you want to become global, then you cannot just remain in Mysore. So we have now started facilities in, we have a facility in Hyderabad, we have a facility in, we're putting up a facility in Gujarat. So you have to spread your wings. We've acquired a company in US. So you have to spread your wings when you have to get global.
Savitha, what are your thoughts on AI?
That is what is going to be the thing of today, in fact. And we are trying our best in automation about Industry 5.0. We're looking at automation. We're looking at MES implementation, that is manufacturing execution systems. All of these things are the things that add to manufacturing from the AI point of it. So we are implementing, we have already implemented MES, we have already implemented a lot of the Industry 5.0 and a lot of automation in the lines. So we are working on it, because that is what is the thing for tomorrow.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. I'm Sambhav, and I had a question. So basically, like me, there are a lot of young people inside this audience, from 21-year-olds to 32, 33-year-olds. My question is that it looks like business and entrepreneurship is getting even more challenging day by day. And with large legacy holders like you guys, it becomes even more difficult for young people to think of what new we can do. And also second, the fear of making mistakes also catches up. So say, what would you advise for the next 10, 15 years, like as a young businessman, things you must do or things you must not do?
See, when you compare, when we started and if you're going to do it now, you all are in much better environment, because, the tools and techniques that you have in this current generation to do things is amazing. In fact, over a finger you can understand, you can get, you're accessible to data, knowledge, everything. In our days, even having a computer was difficult. So I remember we were doing a lot of things on Excel sheets, on ruled sheets with ruler and pencil when we started. So those things are way different when we started and when you are going to start. So the rate of growth would be much faster, is what I feel, for the young generation today than what we did. We took 10 years to reach, about 5 crores of turnover and 10 crores of turnover. But today it is not so difficult. I see a lot of startups, ending up into crores of turnover, and that is because of the technology and knowledge which is available to you. Basically, what I would say is no success comes without hard work. So that is what the next generation should understand. If you feel that we can have shortcuts in success, that is something which is not possible. Hard work is something which is very, very crucial to success. You should be able to, your mind should be able to say, okay, I can let go of this to gain this. So that kind of an attitude will definitely bring in success, is what I feel.
One small, for the follow-up question to this, what should they be careful of?
Distraction. Today, that is one thing which I see in the young people. They get distracted very quickly. So focus, attention span and distraction is. And today there are various things to get distracted. So stay focused, and that is what you can achieve.
Hello.
Check. Since you are at the helm of technology and looking at it from where most of us cannot look at it, what would you say, like ABCs of this technology we should all know? Like say if I have to be technologically advanced in whatever I am doing in my life, say if I need to know about 4 or 5 things for the next 5 to 10 years, then what are those things as a student or as a young boy that I must know about technology?
See, travel is something which gives you a lot of knowledge about what you want. So, you know, keep traveling, attending a lot of exhibitions. This is something which gives you a lot of knowledge, again, learning. And exhibitions, mostly if you can attend and you get involved into that, lot of understanding and learning you can get from there. So that is something you should do. And again, you know, be proactive. So when you are proactive, you are learning more. So that helps you to be at the helm of technology.
Any starter exhibition that you would recommend that, you know, students or young people should
There
attend?
are many, and now see, those days you didn't even have electronica and productronica and all coming to India now. So if you talk about electronics now, there are many exhibitions which are there, which can, you know, which you can get exposed to the new technologies and everything. We constantly ensure, in fact, we ourselves attend a lot of exhibitions and understand what is the new technology coming in, what are the newer kind of machines coming in, everything. And we send our people also, because that's a big learning.
So you would say students should not go to Goa, instead choose going for an exhibition.
Goa is also required, but this is also required.
Thank you,
I
thank
wouldn't say
you.
don't go to Goa.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Navya. This is my first time in the event. I am super inspired with your words. See, all I see your journey is very wonderful. So there are certain milestones that you have attained and cherished. So as a woman, how do you see a success and how do you cherish it?
This depends on every individual. Success is different for different people, right? So for me, success is, you know, when my family is happy. So whatever gives them happiness is success for me. So for different people, it is different things. So you have to rate yourself, understand for yourself what is the level of success for you and which is the indicator of happiness for you. So I always feel happiness is what we create for ourselves. You can be unhappy, you can be happy. That is what you decide.
Yeah, we choose to be happy or unhappy.
You choose to be happy or unhappy.
Thank you, ma'am.
How you are able to beat Chinese competition, and is there any edge for Indian companies in overseas market compared to this Chinese manufacturer?
See, today if you look at China, we are much, much more competitive than China. So this is something which is, you know, not understood by people, but we are actually more competitive than China, and we are at a much better place than the China. So if you look at today, a lot of US companies are moving their manufacturing and activities from China back into India. And so now is the time for India. So now, in fact, of late, we've been getting you know, investors from China who wants to come and invest in India, because they feel India is going to be the tomorrow for them. So, you know, they feel that coming into India is going to benefit them also. So today we are absolutely, if you can compare the Chinese versus India costing, I'm definitely confidently saying that we are much more competitive. In fact, we have a lot of customers who have shifted their products from China into India, into our factory, because we are more competitive than them. So it's just a myth that, you know, they are competitive. No. So basically, Kaynes is an ESDM company, and we have done most of the backward integration when you look at from the EMS point of view, that is electronic manufacturing service. So when a customer comes to you, he comes to you to make a complete electronic unit. So he wants a complete box. So in the box, he may have about 2-3 PCB assemblies, he may have some cables, he may have some pot core assemblies, he may have some transformers, and then the complete box. So our goal, as I told you, was to be a customer-oriented company. And then when a customer comes to us, we wanted to be the one-stop shop solution for the customer. So when we looked at from the EMS, we put our hands into all of this. We started with PCB assembly. Then we started building test jigs for testing this so the customer don't have to go anywhere else. Then we started putting all of this together. So we started a cable assembly facility. Then this has to be encapsulated into a box. So we acquired a molding company. We have partnerships with sheet metals and extrusion companies. So the customer, when he comes to us with a product, we are able to completely manufacture the product. Now, tomorrow, if you look at as we grow, these PCBAs are going to shrink in size and become smaller. So when they become very small, I'm just talking to you in a layman's language so everybody understands. When they become small, it is going to be module assemblies and not PCB assemblies. So wafers are going to come in, the complete design will be on wafer, and the wafer will come in, and the wafer is mounted one on top of the other and becomes a module. Now this is why we got into semicon. So we got into semicon to do the legacy packaging, to do the advanced packaging, and also to do the module assemblies. So if we have to do the module assemblies, we have to get into semicon. So that is how we are backward integrated.
Wow.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Sadhvi, pursuing my electronics engineering in Vidyavardhaka. So my question would be, what will be the problems or challenges we're going to face when we are starting up as an entrepreneur, especially as women?
Many challenges, but don't look at it as challenges. Look at it as part of the stride, and then it doesn't become a challenge. It becomes a solution. You get a solution from there itself. But basically, you have to fix your mind on what you want to do. That is what is most important. Once you do that, then technology is very important, because without technology, you cannot do anything. So focusing on the technology. And of course, monetarily, there will be many challenges which we have to come out with. So all of these are part of entrepreneurship.
So, and one more thing, and I feel like a team is very important when we are building a company or any startup. So how do we trust people? We don't know whom to trust. So, and how do we, find people who could help us grow, not, pull us back?
You have to trust everybody. Without trust, you cannot go ahead. Trust is the foundation for everything. So you have to trust everybody. Okay, in the trust, there will be ups and downs. Yeah. And the downs are the lessons that you learn out of.
Absolutely.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. This is Adarsh here. I just had one question, a little submission as well. This is the first time I believe all of us have heard the story and, literally all about how Kaynes came up and how you've contributed, how you can inspire us all. My humble submission is that we would like to learn more and more. Probably like, ma'am, we can't ask questions on the spot, but LinkedIn is something that all of us are on, and we all follow most of the entrepreneurs and learn from them. My humble request, and I agree Sambhav and other youngsters here also would share, that can you please share some stories on LinkedIn? Can you please share some nuggets from your travel? We can't travel as much. We don't have the insights that you do. So that's a humble request.
Sure, we will definitely do that. That is something that we were not focusing too much on, to be very honest with all of you. But now we have realized that it is important, and we will definitely do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, madam. I'm Nandan Giri from MIT Tandapura. Just for the information, just to give an information, I was looking at the chart of Kaynes Technologies now. During November 2022, it was trading around 778. Now it is 5,615 rupees. That is the kind of growth the company had. And I don't know how many of us here in this, how many of us here have invested in Kaynes Technologies. So that would have been a great opportunity for all of us, which we already missed. So is there any more possibilities for us to enter now and get in? Go board in. Thank you so much.
Not disclose in a forum like this, so.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. I thank the audience for being so interactive. And also, if there are no more questions, I would like to thank TiE for giving me this wonderful opportunity to have fireside chat with you. I have also learned quite a lot. And thank you so much for being so nice and giving us straight answers. And it was wonderful. We all learned something, and there is some takeaway for each and every one, I assume. I had a wonderful time sitting
Sure,
here,
same
and
here.
yeah,
Thank you so much for being the
Thank
moderator,
you.
and thank you, TiE, for giving me this opportunity. It was a great opportunity. I don't know how good I was at it, but I tried my best to communicate whatever I could. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I would like to thank the Kaynes team for coming here. Thank you, Ramesh sir. Thank you, Sharath. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, TiE Mysuru.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Indeed, made. So during my introduction related to Kaynes Technologies, the number was put it across as 3,600 crores, but to be corrected, it is 36,000 crores. So beyond to that, to both the women, women entrepreneurs here, my simple, one question is, ma'am, how do you overcome your sleepless nights? Solving, the issues at the company and at home. Is there anything, where you feel it like there are some sleepless nights happened so far?
I undergo a lot of sleepless nights because of the movies. Friday morning, if the distributor doesn't give us the license to air, then I get a call around 5 a.m. in the morning, Madam, license bandila. The projector operator tells me that. Until I get the license for the Friday show, it is sleepless night only. Once I receive a message from my projector operators, all KDM received, then I sleep for 2 hours.
Great to go with it, madam. And to put it across on a very strong quote for today's event, I can go with the content like, great things are done by series of small things brought together. A huge round of applause to Ms. Savitha Ramesh and Ms. Vaishali Hanumanth for making this Fireside Chat a very great show. And all I can say is, madam, before this particular episode is put on the YouTube and before my wife looks at it, I'll ensure that, I'll attend my daughter's parent-teachers meeting for sure, immediately. On a very clear part of it, I request Dr. Mahesh Rao, President TiE Mysuru, and Sri Lakshmi madam to be on the dais to hand over a token of appreciation to Ms. Savitha Ramesh and as well as Ms. Vaishali Hanumanth here. A big round of applause to the... So I take this opportunity to render vote of thanks. I thank TiE Bangalore team for addressing about TGS to 2024 to the audience and also letting us know about various lectures where people can look forward to for letting us know about things which are in the hands of TiE Mysuru on the occasion of TGS 2024. I also thank Sambhav for the wonderful script. I thank the venue support extended from Leruchi as well as the Inside Out consultants for making this event a great success. So we look forward for having some very good networking session with the ladies for the house today. And I request Madam to be on the dais as well as Vaishali Madam to have a group photo with the charter members of TiE Mysuru, associate members of TiE Mysuru as well as student members of TiE Mysuru chapter. I request you again to be on the dais and I request the charter members of TiE Mysuru to join us on the dais for a group photo. Complimentary part where a tablet would help you to clean and wash your bottles. Drop a tablet, 10 minutes of yours, the cleanliness is assured. Turtle Innovation Lab is providing you the facility of going with the complimentary. Kindly take it and we look forward for your wonderful feedback as well. request Vijaya madam also to be.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ರೆಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹಲೋ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು